Hi YouTube, this is Darkon633 and today I'm bringing a review of the Jurassic World Mosasaurus versus the Submarine set. Now, this is kind of a weird review since I've never actually done anything from the Jurassic World line, and this is currently the only toy of the line that I own. But I decided to make a review on this since, for those who haven't seen the Jurassic World movie, I'm just going to quickly kind of briefly talk about it. The movie was a pretty great movie, and the monster, the Mosasaurus, was actually one of my favorite dinosaurs that were actually in the film. Even if I remember correctly, it's actually one of the makeshift ones that they made, which is pretty much known from a lot of the trailers as is. But I think it was a very crazy character, even though obviously he doesn't have a speaking line since he's a dinosaur and all. But just the stuff that he did in the film made him a pretty great addition to the toy line, and it's really nice. The only thing that I'm not so happy about is that Hasbro decided to make this one of the kind of the special packs which has some kind of scenario and so on. But unfortunately, because of that, this figure is very small. The one in the movie is huge. It's actually one of the biggest creatures that were shown in the film. But this is just kind of like the regular dinosaur size in a lot of the other scales, so it's a bit of a bummer that Hasbro decided to go this route and make it a lot small. Anyways, we're going to take a look at the box. As you can see, it's just the typical on-cart box, which is kind of beat up. That's just how it was when I found it at the Toys R Us. It's Mosasaurus vs. Submarine, and it shows a little bit of the features it can do. It has a pretty cool CGI photo of the toy here. And it has a whole bunch of different kind of labels of what it can do, like chomping jaws and so on. And that's pretty much it. At the bottom, it just shows you that there are other toys in this particular line of the... Don't really know the name of this particular line in the Jurassic World toy line, but I just call it kind of like a scenario packs. But anyways, what comes in this set is the Mosasaurus itself, this net missile thing that comes with the Submarine, and a very small, kind of generic scuba diving character. Doesn't even have a name or anything, but that's pretty much it. Now, I'm going to quickly go over this, since this is the accessory that comes with it. Now, unfortunately, this actually was not featured in the film, so it's weird that the set even exists in some way. They could have easily put the Mosasaurus in like one of those giant figures, but I could see why they did it in a sense, just because even though he was in the film, it's nowhere near the level of obviously the T-Rex and the Dominus Rex, so I could see why they kind of shapped him up to the side. But anyways, what's cool is that inside it's actually a spring-loaded cockpit. What's cool is that you can actually put the scuba diver inside, and it kind of just snaps into place like this, so it's cool. So when you open it up, see him come out and everything. So that's pretty cool that it does that. The other things that the Submarine can do is that it's got these pinchers on both sides. So it's all manual there. And a button which kind of pushes the pinchers up and so on. So it's cool that I guess you can do that. Another thing obviously you can do is take this and then it fires. So I'm just going to fire it here. So it's pretty cool. Now the Mosasaurus is definitely not the most impressive toy in the line or any of Jurassic Park toys in general, but it does pretty decent at what it needs to do. And what's cool is that just like some of the older Jurassic Park toys, which I never actually got into, it opens up and as you can see it shows the typical kind of bony muscle structure and the Jurassic World logo here. Itself, it doesn't have that many features, since most of it is actually a part of the gimmick. He does have articulated fins in the back, which is pretty cool. The tail kind of moves around, but that's mostly toward the gimmick. And these fins actually are not articulated, it's for the gimmick as well, and so is his head. So unfortunately, there isn't a full articulation or anything, it's mostly just gimmick figure. But what happens is that when you press down the fin, it opens. Snaps really quickly. And press it. And also the tail, I'm just going to show here, also bends upward as well. And be careful since the fins do get out of place, so you just need to kind of fiddle with it in order to get it back. So you can see, that's pretty much it. Inside, it's still pretty well detailed. As you can see, they actually painted in the inside with red, and the teeth are all there. But that's pretty much it what you get with the set. The set may not be the best toy set in the world, but I still think it's a pretty decent set, especially if you actually like the Mosasaurus. At this point in time, I think this is pretty much all they're going to do with the mainline Mosasaurus, so that is a bit of a shame, since I really liked the design of this creature that was in the movie, and I really thought it was a pretty great creature that was featured in the film as well. But other than that, I still think it's okay, the set. It's worth around $20, which I found at Toys R Us, and if I remember correctly, he just came out, since for a while, this is actually one of like the later on wave ones, so this is the first time I ever saw this figure. So if you happen to find it at Toys R Us or maybe Target, I don't know if this is a Toys R Us exclusive or not, it doesn't say anything specifically, but I still think it's a pretty decent set, and if you're a fan of Jurassic World, or Jurassic Park in general, I guess, I say it's still recommended, and it's a pretty decent toy for kids alone. So anyways, please comment and subscribe, and check me out on Hirotaku for the latest in hero news. Also, check me out on Twitter under Darkon633. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. Please check down the channels down below, my friends' channels and other miscellaneous channels. And also check the WRW podcast on the YouTube link down below. And I'll see you YouTube. Bye.